I haven't written my sign yet, but I was going to write it out as police should stand with us, not against us.
Yeah, they should be protecting.
Every cop that I know has said that what happened is bullshit.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of cop friends too that are not in agreement with it, but they're afraid. They're still afraid.
Yeah, they're under attack now.
Yeah.
They're afraid to speak out. I mean, it's like camaraderie. It's my background is psychology, and a lot of that is social psychology, and you understand the group mentality and just how
they want to move.
Exactly.
I think as a family, I told them it's like a football team. It's like a football team. So one hop on the field, everybody's gonna hop on the field.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a family thing. So you mess with one, you mess with all. So it's like
Yeah, I moved into the shade.
It's like how can you sit there and literally watch this stuff like that happen? You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I already know how it goes. Y'all are police force, I understand. Y'all are paid by the city. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have our money. So therefore, all of these cars, these vehicles that y'all driving in, and y'all being able to, upgrade to different vehicles and weaponry and stuff like that, y'all get that from us. So therefore, if we're pouring our money into y'all, why are y'all not stepping up more than the way that you should? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why are y'all not linking up as a unit? Because we know Texas is a big spot. Okay, we are one of the biggest places ever, really. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people love Texas. They love coming down here. You know,
Texas. Sorry to interrupt you, but Texas is interesting in that regard.
Exactly.
It's like 4 Germany's in Texas.
Exactly. Like, everybody wants to come to Texas. You know what I'm saying? They want to taste of Texas. They want to live. And when they come, they want to stay instead of leave. So therefore, they're not going to want to stay here if things like that are going on. You know what I'm saying? And then which forces us and makes us not want to be here. Makes us want to move out of state completely, out of the United States completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids to go through nothing like that, but I'm going to war behind mine. That's just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never been a racist dude in my life. Never been a racist dude in my life. You know what I'm saying? South Lake girl is nothing predominantly white. You know what I'm saying? And some of them will treat you differently. Some of them will treat you equally. But the only way that you are seen out there is if you're the top athlete. The only way the cops won't ever take you to jail is if you're a top athlete on the football team. But if you're nobody, either getting a ticket or you're going to jail.
You might get shot.
Just like that, or just getting shot. Just like that.
That's the thing. As a police officer, you're a first responder. You're to render aid. So when you walk into a situation and that person's life is automatically less than yours, we don't even have to get to the arresting part. Automatically, when you arrive on the scene, that person's life is less than your own. For no reason.
We fear them driving on the highway. I know I look back all the time. I know my rights. I definitely know my rights. I done my study, all that. So it's like I like to play weak when I'm strong. You know?
Yeah.
I be very smart.
That way you catch them. You figure out who the bad ones are when you act weak, and then they prey on you.
Well, I mean, they're using strategy.
Possum is a very effective strategy.
Yeah, and I love it. I definitely love it. So I mean, I'm never going to be against my own people, but at the end of the day, I look at it, everybody is equal, all races. You feel me? That's the way I've always felt. So it's just like, you got some that'll be very ignorant, and it's like that with every race. Every race has someone that's going to be ignorant. Someone that's going to shoot someone. Someone's going to rob somebody. Someone's going to lie. Someone's going to
focus on the people that you can change. You don't focus on the people that you can't change.
Exactly.
We're not equipped. We're not psychologists. We can.
But the one thing that really bothers me even more about this is like this. Okay, cool. It's great, and I love that a lot of my people is out here too, and I love that you guys are out here too. But at the same time, there's also the back end of it that I haven't even heard yet. That I haven't even heard anybody say, hey, if Black Lives Matter, I got to teach the young guys that's growing up to put down the pistols, stop getting into gangs, and literally love one another. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to fight, we can get the gloves. At least nobody, you know what I'm saying? That's bottom line. Me and my brothers, we get the gloves. I'm not finna kill you. I'm not finna shoot you because if anything, I'm gonna contradict myself.
Right.
If I'm out here,
Right.
I'm rallying with everybody else, and I come and I turn the next week and I kill one of my own people. What is that going to do for me?
Diminishes the whole word of what you're trying to speak.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to listen to you.
Therefore, my words don't matter when I speak if I was to make that action. Just like that.
Negating it, absolutely.
So it's like, I would just wish my young brothers could, understand that. I feel as if they all need to learn how to converse with different races. So that you know how to come and talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I can talk to every race with no problem, with ease. And have them love me like crazy. Because I'm able to communicate with them and deliver the message correctly, the way that they want. You know what I'm saying? Because not every young black dude is gonna be like me.
Right.
23 years old, be able to talk to 3 of you guys. You know what I'm saying? And have y'all's attention like this. They're already looking at y'all because of the cops on the end. They thinking that all Caucasian white people are the same, and that's not true. You know what I'm saying? That's not true at all. And I'll be the first one to let them know, like, hey man, you need, chill out, because not everybody isn't like that. I tell my queens, you know what I'm saying? All y'all queens, king, we all queens, kings here. But I tell my queens, they say, they use this term, all niggas are the same. Okay, understand, it would be disrespectful for us to say that all of y'all the same when all of y'all didn't come out the same cooch. Y'all wasn't raised the same. Y'all don't have the same mother. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's story's
Not all
different.
dudes is the same. You know what I'm saying? So just because this person come over here and shoot, or this person come over and fire, this person come over and slap, and this person is nice, that doesn't mean that all of them are the same. They're all complete. They all did something completely differently. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's brought up differently in different environments. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been exposed to different things completely. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people have to understand.
America's supposed to be about the individual, and we've made it about class, and then we've made it about the other, and then that other moved into a class warfare that we never saw transition. And so people are still stuck in the 60s and 70s in that mindset, because it's like when you're delivering information at people through media and all the forms of outlets over decades and decades and decades, that's brainwashing over periods of time, where most people, when you say brainwashing to them, they think you just put them in front of a TV and it happens overnight or over the course of a week or something. This has happened over decades. That's why people can't fucking see it.
Yep.
And they don't see it until something happens to them.
That's facts.
But like you said, everyone's raised differently, and some people just don't know. They just don't know any better. You'd expect them to see what's happening right now and to think about it a little differently, but that's where that's where my compassion comes from.
Yeah.
Some people, brainwashed,
As hell.
just don't realize they haven't woken up yet. And that's not like an excuse.
Haven't had it
It's
affect
just
them.
maybe an explanation why the shit has to get like this. Why it has to get like this.
Like it is today.
Why people are being murdered
Murder for no reason.
for no reason by people who are supposed to protect
If there
and
was
serve.
a message that you wanted law enforcement to take away from this whole experience, what would it
Take away the guns. Come forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, be real with us. You know what I'm saying? At least y'all got thousands, 3,000. One of the cops told me a couple of, what was it? Not yesterday night, the day before that. Yeah, there's over 3,000 police officers around, DFW. Take away the guns. Y'all want to communicate with us, take away the guns. Y'all can have on y'all police force, and that's fine. But at least what would be great if y'all can hold up a sign saying Black Lives Matter. Have y'all's woman aboard that's the same skin color as us come out here and talk to us the way that she needs to. Come out here and communicate, interact with us. Let us know that we're gonna be safe out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, we're not gonna want to respect you. We're not gonna want to love on you or give you the respect that you want until you give it to us. Until y'all understand, because life is about understanding. When you understand every situation, you're able to really maneuver around it. You know what I'm saying?
You want
You're
them
able
to stand with us. Not
Exactly.
against us.
Stand with us, not against us. And I know that some cops is really not, for this. They, like y'all said, a lot of y'all have cop friends that be like,
Officer?
a
Hello.
lot of y'all have cop friends that like, oh, this is bullshit. So my message is take away the guns, because some of them are trigger happy. and some of them have not actually pulled the trigger on some like an actual human body.
Yeah.
And it's like a drug to them. Once you kill the first time, you thirst for blood. You know what I'm saying?
Changes
you thirst
you.
for blood. You want to kill some more. So put the guns away, stand with us, and literally talk with us. Let us know that we're not gonna be in harm's way if we paying y'all our money.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
You work
saying?
for us.
That's exactly what I was telling her the other day. That's the message I've been trying to pound into people that can't get it for some reason. It's like, okay, so what about it from the other angle? You're using your money, your tax dollars are funding this.
All of this.
Yeah.
Y'all throwing flashbangs,
Yeah.
you know, whatever the fuck. What if we came out here with grenades and stuff like that? But the thing is, I try my best to have them open their eyes. Put yourselves in our position. You have kids, you had 17, 18-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids throughout these years, right? You know what I'm saying? Walk into schools, shooting up a school, and then literally get a slap on the wrist. You got the Amber Geiger situation, slap on the wrist, killed.
Do you think this top's gonna get away with it?
I have no clue because I don't know the future. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you the future, but if anything, like, I can't tell nobody the outcome of how this is going to end. You
How
know
do
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
about the rioting?
I don't
Do
feel
you
like
think the rioting
I don't feel
goes
like
hand
the
in hand and supports the message, or
it does, but then it doesn't, because really a protest, we're supposed to all sit, we all supposed to not like sit, but we all supposed to talk, be gathered, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed
Single
to be
unit.
really smooth as a unit, you know, to get our point across, for them to hear our voice, each and every our voices, because it's important. You know what I'm saying? But
spread the message?
exactly.
Strength
You
in
know,
numbers.
Do you think them just reporting on the riots though takes away from the message? Because that's all we see in the news right now.
Definitely, because it's like they're trying to focus on one thing, like as a distraction.
There's a
Because they
reason
know
why
a
they
lot of
stormed
people.
CNN in
They know
Atlanta.
a lot of people. Some people think one-minded instead of being diverse. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, they can throw this new, like the new iPhone that came out. They throw this new iPhone out there, and everybody wants to go get it. But
Right.
then there could be a whole war going on the other side of the world that we could be starting. You know what I'm saying?
Most likely are.
Definitely, exactly. So we're going invading places that we don't even need to be at whatsoever. But we over here trying to get the iPhones, this, and that, because we're being oblivious to what's actually going on, the bigger picture.
Give the baby its bottle.
Exactly.
They call it the
Yeah,
pause
and that's
nap.
why we're
Started
here.
after World War II, and now people are starting to
It's crazy.
wake up a little bit.
Can't just watch this happen on the
I don't-
news anymore.
I really don't want no cops or nobody to get hurt. You know, like that.
Man, thank
I
you.
feel like my generation, the younger race, I feel like they need to learn how to converse with all races, because they discriminate against y'all, and it's not right neither. And even though that some of y'all's people discriminate against us, that's with every race, you know what I'm saying? But it's like
Individuals.
we're the targets, and they feel as if we're very dangerous or whatever. And really anybody can be dangerous in this world. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
that's what it
Really,
is.
there's
Yeah.
no color.
No.
There's
most
really
dangerous
no
person is
color,
the one you
'cause
back
we're
up
all
into a
equal,
corner.
We're all the same. And
We're all
that's bottom
same.
line, you know. But the looting, you know what I'm saying, breaking buildings, I would never agree with that, because I don't steal myself. Have I stolen before? Yes. I'm not even gonna say act like I never did. Maybe like some candy from Walmart.
I was gonna say, when I was
Sure,
a
we've
kid,
all
Werther's-
we've all taken some.
I was a kid with my grandparents stealing Werther's originals while they were paying, so I don't think anybody's
You know, it's like,
immune to being stupid.
it'd be different if I went to go rob a bank. That's like everybody's money right there.
Right.
A different company, all these big buildings. All their money is going into that big union, that big bank right there. You know, that they just deliver and come in and out, transport to different places.
Go
So,
get your second stimulus check.
oh no.
We ain't getting it now.
I got it.
Oh, did it pass?
I don't know what happened, but I saw a lot of people posting about it. I was like, there ain't no way. And then I got it last week.
yeah,
and
I
was
wasn't
like,
aware
oh,
that
shit.
it had passed the...
That was
Yeah.
unexpected.
I
I
wasn't
got
aware it
to
had
my
passed
mom's house in
Senate.
Louisville.
I love what you say about communicating.
Oh yeah, communication is the biggest key.
Like you said, understanding, but we all speak different languages. It's like, okay, like Ebonics.
Yes.
It's a culture. It's a dialect. It's, it's part of the community. But some people look at it like, I don't know, like a perversion of English. When really, it's just a way of talking. It's a way of communicating. But some people can't communicate across that line.
Well,
And
well, I was going to say, if you add in decades of systemic poor education, people are going to find easy ways to communicate.
Facts.
And if they can find ways to communicate encoded so that they can speak as well as other people, I mean, that just, not only does that add to the other, but it's still there. It's still a dialect for
I feel like this. The school that I went to, before I went to South Lake Carroll, I was in Dallas. I was BIS. I was in Dallas.
wow.
I went to Witt Elementary when I was a young kid. I was going to finish off and go to Grand Prairie, South Grand Prairie High School. I was going to go to Reagan Middle School if I would have stayed in Grand Prairie. Dallas District compared to South Lake,
Contrast.
it's like the communication, just how they teach and stuff like that. Those teachers actually care about their students. And see,
what happens when you have a lot of funding in the school.
Exactly.
It's an affluent community.
Exactly. What I think all kids around the whole world should get the same equal opportunity as us. I mean, not just as us, as South Lake does, because what a lot of those kids do out there, they take it for granted. Because their mother and their daddy already got the money to make sure, hey, if you don't finish school, it's okay. I went to this school, I know this person, I have my own business, which I'm not, you
worked hard for that, or
yeah,
maybe.
you know what I'm saying? Your parents, they handle their business. They built that fortune for you.
They're not the enemy.
Be good. They're not the enemy. But at the same time, it's just like y'all are not really taking everything and thinking about the small things to the big things. A lot of those kids will go to school, go off to school for college, and flunk, and then come back home, try to get the grades back up. And I know it happens all around, but at the same time, if you're a top-notch school and shit like that, I come to find out a lot of the kids didn't even have the GPAs to get into school. The parents are paying them. But you don't hear about that.
Right.
Let another family, Mexican family, don't matter what race, do that shit. That's our asses.
You know who else went to South Lake Carroll, I believe? Ethan Couch.
Sounds familiar.
That kid that was drunk and pilled out and wrecked the truck and killed 2 people on the side of the road and a person in the truck and paralyzed the kid in the back of the truck. And he got a fucking slap on the wrist and went to rehab and got to have an Xbox in rehab. White kid, affluent family, killed 3-4 people, paralyzed another. And he flees to Mexico. They have to apprehend him in Mexico at our expense.
And then still gets.
And now I don't even think he's in jail. I think he's on house arrest. I think he's living in his cushy ass, big ass McMansion.
And see, that's
because he's white.
Stuff, like, come on, man.
Is it because he's white or because he got money?
To just throw us on the ground.
Yeah.
I'd be so quick to put your knee anywhere, put your hand, your fist. And I told them the other day during the riot, it does not take 5 of y'all to take down one person. I said, if it takes 5 of y'all to take down one person, y'all need to get in the weight room. Because that doesn't make any sense.
Your training sucks.
Your training sucks ass.
We had the same thing happen in Denton. Kid comes out with a meat cleaver and a pan. He's on something.
Black kid.
They got 4 cops. 4 cops around him. They tase him. He's up. It's clear. All he's got. He doesn't have a bomb strapped to his chest or anything. He's got a meat cleaver. He's got a pan. They tase him. He's on the ground for 30 seconds. 4 cops can't get on a guy in 30 seconds. There's a fucking problem. He gets back up, comes at one of the cops, and they plug him.
Not only that, it's in a hallway. He couldn't use that meat cleaver or that frying pan if he wanted to.
Well, I mean, he got a good swing in when he got up, but you just jolted him with 100,000 bucks. He's going to be amped up.
Top-notch student, straight A student, fixed to graduate. Who knows what happened, but something happened, and he lost his life for it because the cops couldn't handle the situation.
I was so flabbergasted by the chief trying to explain that shit away.
It goes way back to the history when they first, I call it installed. When you put something somewhere, you install it, you plugging it in.
Yep.
Cocaine. Put cocaine in the hood.
Crack cocaine, absolutely.
We were the guinea pigs.
Yep. Flooded it.
So as soon as that shit happened, I inserted that shit and it took over.
See, and these are stories that a lot of people are just now finding out. I mean, there have been books written about this shit, for decades now, and we're just now finding out because people don't read books anymore. Because they got away from reading books. And now you get back into podcasts.
Yeah.
People put this shit out on podcasts. cooperative about a lot of it.
Yeah, my dad and his homeboys, he got like 15 homeboys. They've been teaching us since we was like, little, like babies type things. Since we all learned how to comprehend and walk and all that, they've been teaching us the game the whole time, our history from just a lot of stuff. So I love being around older people because I can connect with them. I don't really connect with my younger crowd too much, even though that I try. You know what I'm saying? But I would never look down on them because I know so much information, and I'm still learning myself.
You just connect better with these people.
Yeah.
And
so,
the more you learn from these people, the more you can pass it down.
And the young people need it, man.
I just be trying to, let them do what they do, develop first, because, sometimes that light bulb will come on to a certain age.
Kevin Hart was just saying that on Rogan the other day. He was like, man, there's no apparatus to teach people in my community about how to hang on to money and how to make money. So when I'm in a room with Jeff Bezos, you're damn right I'm going to walk up to that guy and figure out what he did and try to gain some knowledge. Just pass that down.
And they say is the term that the old term is, if you want to hide something from an African American, put it in a book. Mm-hmm. You got some that are not going to go and read. They're not going to go in the library and read up on it. Because you can take some of the real facts and some of the fake facts, and you got some real facts that might be in the fake facts as well. And you're able to pinpoint and connect the dots and actually put it together, and it'll make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why I said there's no color. Really, there's no color. We all in a gray area. We all the same.
We all came from the same part of the earth.
Exactly. We are all equal, and that's how I look at everybody. We are all equal. I don't ever look down on nobody. I don't care how much money I got. I don't care what status I'm in. I don't care how many people in this world respect me. You know what I'm saying? That's just period. That's just me being real. And I'm going to be like this to the day that I die. Whether I make it being famous as an artist or not. But when I do have that platform and I create it, best believe I'm going to go around the world with influence.
Be the type of person other people are inspired by.
Exactly. You see some of the young crowd, he's a little weird because I'm from where they from. I'm from Highland Hills, Oak Cliff, but I never
because most people are angry. Most people aren't hopeful. And so when all you're taught is when your family
it's also what the news shows us.
Yep. That's all.
The news is not our friend.
I'm telling you, when they stormed CNN Atlanta, I was so happy. I hope they burn that thing to the ground. But
I said drugs already, right? Yeah. So pimping females is the only way out.
Hustling.
Killing or hustling, taking somebody else's turf is the only way out, so that they can get up. Like you said, a lot of them are not taught the education of how to basically save your money and learn how to invest.
I mean that doesn't happen anywhere. I mean that's certainly not taught in any public schools. I mean you got to be affluent to. I mean I worked in Flower Mound for a decade, and I could always tell the people who inherited their wealth, and the people that worked for their wealth. Whenever I talked to their kids, because they come in and buy. I work for a video game store, GameStop, so I was like, well, I would talk to their kid. The kid that comes in with their $50 that they earn mowing lawns or whatever they did for their weekly shit. They don't want to come in and buy a game that doesn't, that there's no replay value to it. I'm like, I would talk him out of it, or I would talk him into something that made more financial sense. Bring this back in. Like, you buy a used game, you can bring back. Yeah, now it helps the business, but it helps the customer too because they can bring that back. You buy that brand new $60 game, you open it, it's yours. I'll give you $30 for it.
You're absolutely right, though, about we were kind of born into this way of seeing opportunity. Like, we're told we get opportunity, and we have these things that matter to us that don't really matter. But you've got, I was explaining this to my dad yesterday, you got kids in the hood that 10 years old, like they can't go to middle school because they got to cross the turf territory, and then maybe they're getting jumped in that gang, or they're being told to sling drugs or something. But that's all you know. That's the life you know. And that's the life your parents knew. That's the life your grandparents knew. That's the life your great-grandparents knew. You don't know anything else.
See, they're going to be upset. They're going to be angry because the thing is, and we all know this, if you grow up and you be grown, when you get into the grown stage and you start paying your own bills and you have to worry about bills and stuff like this, we all know this. When there's a bill due, there's certain bills due. And there's other things that go on, such as family stuff, things that you have to pay, you start to stress. And then if you got kids, you got to feed your kids too. So you gotta worry about the light bill, the gas bill, your car note, all of this stuff, including feed them. You gotta pay the school as well. You know, daycares, all of this stuff. So therefore, these parents are like, man, people's like, man, how am I gonna get through this? Don't have nobody to encourage you, cause you got some girls that come in this world and be born young babies. You know what I'm saying? Or their parents would be there all the way up to maybe 9. Maybe 10 years old, maybe 8 years old, male and female. They don't have no
50%
motivation.
divorce rate in this country.
No motivation. And the rap game, get me wrong, I love rap. But at the same time, they gotta understand, you seeing that stuff on TV, that's entertainment. That's also a distraction too.
Right.
I still listen to rap. I love rap too, but I love R&B more.
That message is important.
But I love rap that also has a message in it.
Killer Mike.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely, for a fact, to where the kids can really grasp on that. Because if they hear those type of lyrics, if they hear the right lyrics to the knowledge that needs to be in it, they're able to what? If you're very curious, you go do what? You research. Read.
Yup.
So
Put
therefore,
those dots
you are
together.
gaining knowledge because you're teaching yourself.
Did you guys hear
The
anything
meaning.
about a curfew?
They've enacted curfews in cities all over town, so they
LA
might
LA's
actually.
got a curfew.
Because my husband just said they're invoking an 8 curfew.
All right, well,
Good luck.
I guess
That ain't
we're.
happening.
Well, and they were shooting people in Minneapolis
Kyle.
out after the curfew. They were shooting people with rubber pellets.
So we're like, yeah.
Oh yeah, the ones that were walking through the residential area.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
but yeah, no, and okay, so rap. Another thing that I have to explain to my father, like language. Like sometimes those messages are the messages that you need to hear. It's just spoken in a language that maybe you don't understand. It's not for you. You get that
They have
message
it in
somewhere
that
else.
report here. It's not on the list.
It's not on.
No, he's like, I saw something about curfew. He's talking about Minneapolis and a bunch of other places, but there's nothing
Keep
about
telling
it.
her like
Yeah.
the hippies got it right. Like they had the right message. They just took too many drugs. Too many drugs and the movement wasn't big enough.
It's really a lot of the weed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta learn how to put that aside real quick.
Oh, yeah, it makes you
Get your
docile.
mind, you know what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, like I can write sober. You know, I can write my lyrics out sober, and I can be high. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is when you high, you know, you just feel it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that beat or that song a lot more. And when you talking smoothly. And when you thinking smoothly. And you think of other things, and your mind's not trapped in one box. So when your mind is trapped in one box, that's all you know is inside that box.
That was a
You
Well
gotta
said.
sit on those walls so that you can experience more things than just where you're at. So therefore, you gain knowledge and experience.
weed's a big tool, man.
And it's hard to tear down the wall because you got to overcome the fear first.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is
yeah,
hard.
That's why a lot of people don't smoke hunts because they don't want to look inside here. They don't want to look inside here. That's what it does.